Hi guys, so last night I got in my order. It's an auto ship order from HSN, and this has taken a long time. I don't know why. I think the LDRS, is this the one that they held back, and it was like not just weeks, it was like a month behind. I don't even know. It's just super behind. So this is the like I said, LDRS. What does LDRS stand for? I always forget. It's like little darling rubber stamps, I think, something. It was an auto ship I got into a few months back, and basically this one is the treehouse one. So I think it first started off with the teapot chalet, that's what they called it, and then the second one, was that the mermaid one? Was that one late too? Actually, I have it right here, so I have it because people want me to try it out, and I'm like, yeah, but there's so many tiny pieces, like and it's so adorable, but I mean, come on, remember if you saw the teapot chalet one, it's a lot of little pieces. Super adorable, but just not something I was going to get into. So now I have this one too. So I will try to get those videos done. We will see. But they are very cute. So it's like the little house, and then it has the stamps, and then it has the dies to decorate it up. And it also has the dies for the house, which is great. And then I got the two Crafters Companion boxes. I was like, what? So now we have these two. One's from the regular subscription. The other one is from the Crafters Companion, the first compendium they came out with. And then I suppose in a couple months I'll get the first one for compendium, the Christmas compendium. And thank you guys for your comments. I know when I did the ornament card that I released this morning, the colors are just weird. I'm going to try to do a traditional one in the next video. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have ideas, and then I say I'm going to do this, and then I do something else. But let's open these up real quickly. I'm going to do a video today on one of them. But I did want to show you them. So this is October 19 today special. So we'll see. I don't know. It might be the Compendium Autoship. And they will be bringing the compendium back at some point. For UK people, it'll be on QVC sometime. I didn't really pay attention because I don't have access to that. But you can check out the Crafters TV videos and see what they say there. So the Ultimate Cardmaking Compendium, yes. And this does, I do like the box from this one because it slides open. I think I'm going to do this one today, or at least right now. And then maybe later today or tomorrow for sure, I'll have this one up. So I'll open that one in just a minute. I don't know if I'm going to open this completely, but I do want to know what it is. I don't know. Is it stencils? Decorative outline dies. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so it's decorative outline dies. It looks like there's a butterfly and like a little vase looking thing. So there's probably a couple dies in there. Okay. Oh, there's some leaves and stuff. I hope they have the dies for the whole thing. Otherwise, that doesn't make sense, does it? Metal dies, 9 pieces. All right, well, we will try this out. I'm going to work on it right after this video, but I'm not going to release it today because that's a lot of Crafters Companion today. So, let's open this up. So I did return the very first one that came out, that dies one, because this is, I think, 35 bucks, isn't it? Let me see. Okay. Oh, the LDRS is 30. Ooh. Okay. It's because, I mean, well, it's very well put together. This is also 30 bucks, plus with shipping and tax, it's $35.77. And then the other box, of course, is 25 bucks, plus your shipping, it's about 30 bucks. So whenever I got that first auto ship, and it was just those dies, and it was just so tiny, and it wasn't the easiest thing to work with. And I love keeping everything of a set, but I was just like, okay, I gotta draw the line somewhere. I think I was already kind of tired of just like, it was being like, oh, okay, you know. I was like, no, this one's, okay, but I'm gonna return it. So I'm gonna open this up. And we have the layouts. And what I did notice in the picture on the belly band is that they're kind of an odd shape here. So it'll be kind of fun, something different to work with. Again, these are just idea sheets. It's not really telling you what to do. I know Sarah went out for the Christmas one. And she says, oh, this is your instruction sheet. And then she's like, well, it's not really instruction. It's just kind of... Because I'm like, yeah, it should tell you the different sizes of what you should use to make the proportions, but oh well. Okay, and then we have our ribbon, of course. There's the satin, usually grosgrain, but these are satin. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's only one type of ribbon, this one. So this is satin. They're just in different sizes, and then the 3 colors there. You have your new color wheel, which again, I never watched a video. I never paid attention to how to use this or what to do other than, you know, I mean, it's not that difficult to use. If you are looking for colors that are complementary, you just turn your wheel and then you're like, oh, okay. Blue, violet, and yellow, orange. And not just yellow, but yellow, orange, right? And then you can kind of look at the values and the colors behind these holes that are in here. So if you have a paper you're not sure if it's yellow or yellow orange, you can use this and kind of gauge what color you need. A really cute stamp set. So there's like a cute kind of doily shape, the little roses. That's really sweet. I like that kind of image. A little teapot, and I just realized I got the teapot, the shaped card dies a while back, and I never even used them. So maybe I'll do a review of those sometime soon. A little jar, lots of random things, little tea cup, Happy Mother's Day. They're so thin. Simply thankful for all the good things. Live, love, grow. You are just my cup of tea. Oh, that's so cute. It's a little like jar lid, like feels like preserves or something. Okay, so we put that. The little die set. I like the little packaging for it. It's very adorable. And then of course it tells you kind of how you would use that. That's cute. Okay. And then again, just your little color chips and double complementary. So I guess quickly at a glance you can look and say, okay, these kind of colors go together. You know, you can go through them. I've never used those. We have 2D embossing folders, which means it'll go through my marquee perfectly. People were asking about the 3D again, even though I mentioned in the video you're not supposed to put 3D folders in your marquee. People say they do it. I say, you know, Diamond Press specifically said not to put 3D folders in it, so I'm not going to even try it, but I know people have told me that they do. So I guess that's up to you. Well, maybe it's not, because if the companies tell you not to do it, I probably wouldn't do it. Okay, so really cute with the roses. I love that. And then the little flowers here. And then I was going to say, there's only colored paper in here, because this is back here. It's printed paper, but it's the tiniest printed paper. Were the other ones small like this? That's kind of weird, no? Okay, because I know she always says, we always try to max out what we can put and fit it in the box, you know, so why is this so tiny? I don't know. All right, it's very cute, but it's very tiny. So we have our little flowers here. That's adorable. This one looks like, you know, like a little stripy floral look. We have some green striped paper. So this already, I love the papers. This one's kind of interesting. It's a little more 70s looking with those orange flowers, like a wallpaper. We have a little dot pattern. Gingham. With the pretty little flowers that really coordinates back. These look exactly like the flowers that are in the embossing folder. We have that cute check pattern or gingham again. Dots. Flowers, little posies, gingham, and just another kind of floral paper. And then we have our colored card again. This always has a white core. Yeah. And so that means you can do some sanding on it or do some fun effects that way because of that white center. So it's not fully orange like the whole thing. So let's just kind of fan this out a little bit. People ask about videos for these. I don't know. I think someone said that last time around Craig did some videos. I haven't seen them. So maybe I have no idea. But yeah, I just go to Crafts and Paints page. Very pastel, a nice assortment of colors there. All right. Oh, the cards, the card bases. I put them to the side so we can. So blank cards and envelopes. Again, no measurements, no nothing in that book. So what we have to do is look at this and no instruction. So let me bring out one of these guys. We'll take a good look at it. And I'm assuming this part has to fold in. So obviously we're gonna do this later, but yeah, I'll mess with it later, but it's gonna fold in like this, right? Boom, and then just come over. That's weird. Okay, we're gonna put our papers on it and everything because I don't want to mess with it before we flatten it out. But it is a little odd. Okay, well let me pick what colors I'm gonna do and kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna. I don't even know. You know, we're gonna have to make the card base first, and then we'll see as far as what we're gonna put on it. Hey guys, so I put everything away. Actually, I left everything out. The only thing I put away was the chips. Those little chips I never use. But I did open my window so you might hear some birds because they love my house. Okay, this thing is weird. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It's very odd. So it looks like this thing is forward. Okay. And I was gonna keep it flat, but now I gotta know because I don't know what to do with this. And then this bends. You already saw that I was bending this in like a valley fold, right? And then these kind of come towards me. And so naturally it wants to bend, so that's cool. So there it is, okay? And I guess when you give it to somebody, it's like this. That makes no sense. In the picture, that's how it looks, but you have to glue it down? Or do I have to glue this? Maybe I have to glue it for them. Yeah, and then that's it. So when they get it in the envelope, it just comes up like this. And this is glued down. That's what it looks like. Because look at this. I'm like, how are they going to know the thing falls back on itself? So we are going to glue that down. Okay, all right. So without sitting here and wasting too much of your time, what I'm going to do is measure these pieces and write it down. So it is 5 inches. Oh, Miranda's little pencil she was using for school. I got her like little gold pencils with like stars. So 5 inches. So that's what I'll do. I just go and measure, and then I decide how big or small I need the mats to be. Like 2.5. So that's good. It's not like a funky thing. And then this is going to be glued down here. I suppose if you're going to color this in, we're going to need to know those measurements too, which is kind of a pain, but it should be half of this, right? If it's a square, and this is basically half the square. So what we can do is measure this. We're going to cut the sides all together with the same as this part, top part, okay? So it's a 3.5 inch square. Okay, not bad. So let me do some mats. I'm going to keep it super simple, pretty much what they're doing here. And then, you know, obviously we'll decorate it differently. But as far as the matting, let me get some colors. I'll tell you the sizes. We'll stick all that down. Okay, so I went with this paper because I love it. I think it's so cute. And I usually cut them down and I come back to you guys. But what's funny, I was like, okay, what goes with this really well? Or what do I want? I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe more dots. That's really sweet. So you can see this paper is kind of like purpley. And then I thought, okay, so to bring those two together, what color do I want to mat them on? So I brought out this thing because I'm like, well, let me see. And I have like from pink with purples, you know, I have like tetradic square. You can try out this one, but it's like a blue purple. And then I was like, oh, I always remember there's one that's like not analogous, but the one where there's two colors that are kind of near each other. And so I put it to the pink, and guess what is analogous? Blue violet. And guess what this color is pretty close to? Look at the shades are kind of going this way more than they are any of these other purples. So I'm like, oh, my eye was attracted to that, and apparently it's a thing. So that's cute. But I still don't know which other color to add. So that's kind of why I was like looking at the triadic thing, because I thought, well, maybe this one will work for me. But it says pink and then to like the blue and then to like this yellow, and I'm not doing that. So I'm just gonna have to get another color. I think that might just blend in with those dots, but will pop with the other guy. So these are the purplish colors that we have. Actually, there's more than just this. Again, like I said, see there's blue, violet, and then red, violet. So they're just slightly different shades there. But what I want to do is look at these. If you care to do it this, you know, otherwise, like I said, I just eyeballed it and thought these were pretty together. And that, you know, that helps. That works too. So I feel like this is the color that coordinates the best with this paper. Like this will be, no, you know. So I think I'll use this one for matting. Yeah, because otherwise it's going to go into blue. And it'll be very similar to this purple one that's right above it. But that's okay for me. But with this one, it'll just have that pop of color in the back. So I am quickly going to cut this down, and then I'll tell you what the sizes are, okay? Okay, so depending on what you want to do, you're going to have to be very judicious with how you use your paper, okay? So it depends, because the small papers are 6-inch square, the larger ones are 8-inch square. So for right now, I cut everything else, and this is fine, you know, it depends, again, like I said, what you want to do. I'm matting and layering this even smaller than this, so when I go to get my 8-inch paper, I need a piece that's 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm gonna do the 2 1/4. Two and a quarter, by 4 3/4. And the space is 5 by 2 1/2. So it just gives you a little bit, you know, of matting there. And then this piece that's going to mount on top of that is 4 1/2 by 2. And that's going to go right in there. All right, obviously we're going to do this a little bit nicer. And this is going to stick down here. So these these pieces that are in here, we need 1 square. And this is just the way I want to do it, but it's 3 inches. 3 inches, sorry, I was like inches. Yes, they're inches. We need 1 square, we're gonna cut this in half, and we're gonna cut it in half again, so we're gonna cut this into triangles that fit in here. But behind that, I want a mat of a square that's 3 1/4. I need that from here. We also need from here, we only need 1 square. We also need a 3 1/4 inch square for this top part. So if you're cutting this from 6 1/2, the 6-inch paper, because you're just gonna mat with like, you have to be pretty careful, or you're gonna end up using 2 pieces of paper and kind of wasting some, right? Because 3 1/4 plus 3 1/4, that's 6 1/2. And those papers are only 6 inches. So I'm using this paper so I don't have to make so many mathematical leaps here. But if you're using the printed paper to make a really tight mat, then you're going to have to do something different. Okay, so again, I need a piece that's 3 1/4. I need 2 3 1/4 inch squares. Actually, did I cut this one too big? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, that might work for me. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't confuse you. The square that you're going to mat right on here, this is 3 1/2 inches. I chose to do 3 1/4 inch square so that it kind of, you only have 1/8 of an inch around. Which, when you look at this, that looks more like more than 1/8 of an inch to me. But I'm using this thing, I don't know. That so this is 3 1/2 inches. This is 3 1/4. Okay, and then this one, our little colorful one, should be 3. Sorry, it should only just be 3. So I'm going to cut a little bit off of here. This guy was a little too big. But I could have switched it up and put the polka dot in the back, I guess, and left it more basic. But that's okay. So just let me clarify. I don't want to. Yeah, I did that one right. I don't know why I did this other one. So 3 1/2 inch base, 3 1/4 inch first mat, 3 inch square second mat. Okay, and then obviously it'll look nicer once we stack it up. For these side pieces, I already cut 1 3 inch square that we're going to cut up very differently, and then we need to mat behind it a 3 1/4 inch square. So we already cut this one 3 1/4 in the other direction, didn't we? Yeah. So all we're going to do with all these, let me get rid of these little pieces. I'm sorry about that little confusion on that one measurement, but this is why we talk about it. I always just eyeball this. If you want to score it and then cut it, I don't know. I just put it on the line and just hope for the best. And I got the worst a little bit. There you go. And then this again, I'm just eyeballing this. And we're just going to cut. So you end up with 4 triangles. I'm going to do the same thing with the other paper. I guess we could line it up on one of the edges so you know it's straight at least. And then go from there and give it a cut. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for this guy. And that's going to make our little triangles that go inside that part of the card. Okay, let's put our little bases together. And we haven't even gotten to the dies yet. That's fine. I'll use a dry adhesive. If you're not great, and I say this every time, at matting and layering, use a wet glue so you can kind of zhuzh it around a little bit if that's what you need to do. And one other thing I will mention is that this is a diamond shape. So if you're cutting your paper and you're cutting it square like this and then you turn it, it might look funky, right? So just have that in mind. You know what I'm saying? If you're cutting it like this and then you put it on here, it's going to be kind of sideways. So think about that. I'm going to take this and mat it over this. And even as I said that, this paper probably should have been cut maybe possibly in a different direction. Actually, it's hard to tell on this one because it looks kind of portraity, but if you had it this way, you can have it this way too. So anyway, just pay attention to the orientation of your paper. I'm going to stick this down now just to be done with this one. I'm putting a lot of glue on this one because this thing's going to stick to it, I suppose. And you don't want it to come up later. Right, if it starts pulling up, that would not be a good thing. I'm going to flatten this out. And I'll just show you right quick what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do the same thing for all the little quadrants here. Facing up at me, of course. I'm just going to put some... Oh, did I just break this thing? I'm telling you. Hopefully not. That didn't sound good, I'll tell you that much. So this is what my fear was. With the triangles, they always look much closer. You see that little bit? Where this has kind of a lot around it. So if you want to do 1/16 of an inch cutting so that you can get a closer mat, you know, that's up to you. I don't really like messing with 1/16. So you're going to take your little guy and stick him in one of the corners. And we'll do the same thing with all of them. So again, put your glue. Be careful as you're lining this up, because again, this one has a very thin margin around. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. This is cute already. I like the colors, but I have no idea what I want to do for the topper. Okay, I'll stick these down on this side and basically just stick this on top. That's not the hardest thing to do. Okay, so I'll stick that down too. Okay, just stick it on this last piece here. So I hope I didn't lose you. It's not too difficult. Just gotta do a little bit of math, and then again decide, do you like thinner, you know, mats, or do you like them to be a little bit chunkier? Even though this is supposed to be only 1/8 of an inch all around, but it looks a lot bigger. So again, you don't have to decorate that because it's gonna be down here. And again, it looks like this is glued down. It's very odd. I'm gonna glue it down right now because I don't want to glue it down later when everything's stuck on here. So I'm going to use a tacky glue, just because I know this stuff is super sticky. And we're gonna put it all in here. Let's use a lot of glue. A wet glue for this because I don't want it to pull up later. And I'm not putting so much that's gonna squeeze out really badly, but enough, right? And so I'm just gonna hold that down with some weight, and in the meantime I'll decide what I want to do as far as coloring this thing. Or I have to coloring this thing because of this. Cutting something out with the dies. Okay, I'm sitting here a little bit dumbfounded, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's no way that jar is big enough to be a nice centerpiece like this. So I was like, is it? So I moved these things, I had kind of piled it up here. Look how tiny this jar is. And let's look at the center of this card. It's kind of small, you guys. Like, I don't see, whatever they're doing again is like way off the perspective. Look at this. It's filling up the whole area. Like this little teacup. No, it's not going to look right. So what I'm going to do, I guess I'll do the teapot and the teacup on this card because we need to fill up the space. This was stuck together somehow. Yeah, I mean, come on. That's no way. No way. I wasn't going to do it in this manner, but if that's how it fits, then that's what I'll do. But I have a feeling it's going to fit a little nicer because this is way oversized for the picture. But we do have some cute stuff here. Oh, I was gonna say, do they have a die? That's cute. Maybe we'll use this die, because what I was thinking about doing is stamping this in like the same kind of purple in the background to fade out, but... Well, it'd be weird to use this die because of the angle. You know what I'm saying? Where am I gonna put it? Across here? On the sides? I don't want to do the whole thing. Well, I guess we could do the whole thing if we want to be super extra. It's also kind of bigger than this, so then it's going to cover up my purple back there. Okay, I'm not going to use the die, but it is very cute. Very cute die. So maybe I'll still go with my initial of just maybe stamping this, but I don't even know if that's going to work. Yeah, that doesn't work either. It's a little too big. Okay, we're not going to do either one of those things. We're just going to cut and stamp these other things. So let me put this to the side and keep some weight on it still. Ay, ay, ay. What a thing. Okay. I have some stamping paper here. Obviously, you see it's been used before with other stuff. I'm going to use probably my Arteza Real Brush to color this in, and you can use whatever it is that you want. I just figured I'll do it kind of quickly here. Oh, I don't need that yet. There are stamps and then dies, so I will stamp it. I'm assuming... Looks like these cut right on the line, though. I'm just wondering, it's like, do they want you to stamp it and then cut it, or is it just either or? We will see. So I'm going to stamp this. Super cute. Let me get a stamping block that will work. Is that one good? That one's good. And then I'm going to stamp also the little cup and saucer. Does he have a decoration game? That one does. The flowers, I think, are too big for the saucer. That's a bummer for this guy. Unless you put a big flower. Yeah, no, that's a bummer. Okay. Waterproof ink. So we're gonna go with VersaFine again. I love VersaFine, but I have a love-hate relationship because it takes so long to dry. But that's okay. So ink it up. Always a fine line stamp always stamps really well, even if it's acrylic or obviously polymer will stamp well because it's polymer. But these little guys, and I say that as a rule of thumb, but you know, sometimes you'll have some that'll surprise you. They don't stamp well at all. All right, let me let this dry for a little bit. I might even hit it with a heat gun, and then we'll come in with a little bit of color. While that's still drying a little bit, I'm gonna take my little flower here, and it's gonna be a little decoration in here. I don't know how I should orient that flower. Do they have a picture with it? Nope, they did something else. Huh. I feel like they have it this way on the picture, like in here. I guess that's okay. And I was thinking, darn, I don't know if this is gonna work. It might work. It might work. If I'm going to use watercolor stuff, maybe I should watercolor this a little bit too. But again, this is the paper that doesn't really let that spread too well, so it might just be not as cute as I'm thinking, but that's all right. I want to use like pink. My Tombows probably be better for this. But I'm going to get this on here. Yeah, see, it's just spreading. Forget it. Let's not use that. It's because it's an acrylic stamp, and that one's really spreading. So let's try something else. I guess I'm not going to get a watercolor look on this one. Let me grab some quick dry ink, and I'll be right back. So what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see the green leaves. I'm just going to take this and try to just pat that green area. Okay, and I'm going to take this other side, and see it's already repelling off of that too. Just trying to get that little pink on there, and hopefully that's pink enough. I don't know. And I'm just going to stamp that. I can see it's going to be grainy. That's cute. It's good enough. And this is quick dry, so there's not much else I can do with it. I don't think it's going to, if I apply water, let me see. I don't think it's going to move. A little bit. It's worth trying. Nah. I suppose I could get some from here. Just to kind of do a little something with that. So I'm just tapping in there and picking some of it up, but again, that's fine. That little pink from the brush or the marker I put on there is still there. I'm just going in here, not really doing much of anything, just kind of trying to add a little color. Again, I told you guys this brush for some reason is just releasing water when it feels like. It's really annoying. So I don't know what's going on with that. But that's what she's been doing, so I have to be careful. So I'm just adding a little bit. It's not really doing much, but it looks prettier. Just a little something. And then my water brush, I was just going to use this to add a little color. I'm going to use blue. I would take it right to there, but then it's going to stay on there really good. This is Arctic Blue. And I'm just going to bring some of that in here. Just in the areas where you think it would be a little darker, a little shadow, right? Just so it adds a little something. And I do this with blue, gray, whatever color you think should give it a little tint. Oh, that reminds me, doing this kind of thing. Art Impressions is doing like 3 online shows this weekend, starting tomorrow. And they are going to have a coupon code, not yet. Sorry about that. For 25% off the site. Now, with them, you can only use 1 coupon code at a time, so it's not going to be 20% off the holiday plus 25%, you know. So, even though that one drops in on its own, but it does drop in on its own, but it is a code. So if you go to use the 25% off code, it's going to kick out the 20% off code. So it's not a huge difference in those, but it's for the whole site instead of just for the holiday things, right? So definitely I will let you guys know about that when it happens. But you can also go to Art Impressions, like maybe their Instagram, or follow them on Facebook, and they'll direct you to the CKC, I think Mega Meet, and Scrapbook Expo. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry just for a second. I always like to let things dry before I die cut them. And I think that's enough to see. It just adds a little something. I'll be right back. All right. So it's kind of cute when you're looking at it. They do have to cut out the flowers. I put it right on there because I want it to look like kind of like porcelain, like it's on there. But you can stamp it, cut it out, and put it on however you like. There's a little heart. Maybe that'd be something cute, but the heart on here, you know, I'm just gonna leave it. I would love for my little teacup to have a little decoration on it. Then I was looking at the strawberries. Maybe it's cute to do a strawberry. Put the little strawberry in the middle, this larger one, and then put the little strawberry on your teacup so it matches, and it's just like a strawberry, you know, set. I think it's cute. I have tons of teacups and teapots I collected in my old house in Georgia when we got there. They had like shelves over like every window, and I was like, this is the kind of thing I like, because you know what? I'm gonna make a aperture for this one because I don't want to mess it up. So I was able to hang a bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like just things everywhere. And I'm gonna use this ugly yellow paper. And I'm just gonna tear it. This isn't the biggest. So that was kind of fun. And I'm gonna do 2 different pieces so I can control it differently, separately. So this is just making what I always called an aperture. I know Lisa Logan calls it a guiding window. So call it what you like, what you will. What is that? I opened my window because it's a little hot. Like I said, you can hear the birds. You can also hear whatever that truck was. Okay. I'm just going to put on the very edge there. And this one, maybe... That piece of tape is also going to help you, so you kind of want to place it strategically, I suppose. Alright guys, we're almost done. I do like this set. I think it's very cute. Everything T is very cute though, so I'm never going to be like, oh no, this is not. I'm going to give it the best possible look at. Oh, I was like, what is this? Okay. Alright. What is going on? Nope. Alright, well that just blew me away. That just blew me away. What the heck? Alright, well I'm gonna cut, no, I'm gonna fussy cut it. I can't cut that out. There's no way. It'll cut that whole centerpiece out. Why? Ugh. I do not like that. Alright guys, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna fussy cut that one. And what? I have no idea. I'm not even gonna say anything. That just seems really, really bad. I'll put this here. And I'll put this here. And I'm gonna fussy cut our other little guy. I do need to stick this down though. Okay, hold on. Make sure this does not move. I cannot believe that. Why would it cut the center out? Now that I look at the picture on the cover, the center is cut out, and then they use like a pattern paper of this cut out, the negative, and then they put that on there, and it looks really kind of lame. Sorry. Wow. What a bummer. I'm gonna fussy cut it. There's no way. There's no way. I might have to do a partial die cutting. That'd be good to get the handle out, but Alright, let me pop this out. And let me think about... Well, no, I'm just going to fussy cut it. So I'm just going to go around with my scissors, guys, and cut out the teapot. Okay, guys, let's bring this back and see about perspective. And yeah, Why? Let me show you. I mean, if you have this, obviously, it's the Autoship, the only way you can get it, but... So it has this background, and then they cut this piece out, and it has no character, and it's just sitting there. Like... Just supposed to look like a tea cozy, maybe? I don't know. Oh, that really just blows me away. Because I would love to have that handle cut out. And I could probably do it with an X-Acto, but I do not want to do that. So, Look at, even this little handle gets cut out, right? My goodness. But as I said, maybe you can do a partial die cut and run it through just to that section. You could do that. Okay, so see, they both fit. That sounds like, you saw that picture. They had it way over here and the other thing, and facing the different, another direction. It was like this way. But anyway, all right, I'm going to figure out what I want to put as a sentiment, and then I guess we'll finish up. Okay. I'm going to have to fussy cut that handle. It's driving me nuts. So I'll put that to the side for now. I'm just going to use this big long sentiment, "You are just my cup of tea." But I did notice in the little, there's a die in there for like a stamp, not stamp, a tag. And you could definitely stamp, you know, in different pieces. You know how I showed you guys, you can wrap it around your, wherever you're going to stamp it. Is this long enough? Well, anyway, if I was going to stamp it, you can put like "You are," and then "just my," and then "cup of," and then "tea," and then use the little die, and it'll cut out real cute. So that was kind of a cute thing. But let me try to get this on here. Yep, it's going to have to be sideways. And I'm just going to stamp it in black ink. I'm going to go with Distress ink. I don't know why, but just to give it a little something else. I'm going to stamp it on this extra white piece of paper I have here because I'm going to cut it down however I need to. And so let's let that suck in there. Don't like it. Forget it. Let's use VersaFine. It was too, and that's what I was telling you guys, like most of the time a fine line acrylic stamp will stamp just nicely, but that really repelled and looked really bad. So I'm going to turn that over and let's go like here. Okay, that sounds better, or looks better. I'm going to trim this down, and I'm probably going to cut little dovetails just to make it look a little nicer, and I will come back and show you what that means. I just trimmed around this as straight as I could get it. It might not be that straight. And then I'm going to cut this little dovetail in here. I don't know why when things like that happen, I'm like, I can't get over it. It kind of bothers me. I'm like, still thinking about that. And I'll show you when I go to cut that out. So all I'm going to do with this is stick it on top of maybe the, I was going to say maybe the pattern paper. Look, I have a little strip that, oh my gosh, I couldn't have done that any better. I just grabbed it from the side here because I have all the other scraps here. And I didn't want to go with purple because it's like a lot of purple, and that just worked out. So I'm going to glue this down, and all I do is trim it and then just cut in the dovetails too. Okay? This is so funny. I was like, I always had this little tiny mat here. I was like, should I bring out my glass mat? I don't really like cutting on glass. Should I? I have this little thing I picked up a long time ago at, I don't know, Tuesday morning, I think. And it's just a little tiny mat. And you know what's funny? I was thinking, because a lot of people use this kind of thing for cutting in their die cutting machines. I was like, oh, this is actually fits right in all of them. But I've never done it. So, okay. I'm just going to hold that down, and oh goodness, here we go. I'm just going to try to cut through this and stay right outside of the black line. And we will see what happens. What a pain. Again, if you're really good at partial die cutting, I would just kind of stick just that part through whatever machine you use. Let me see what's going on here. And that's how I would do it. Alright, well, I'm going to keep doing this. And you guys know my eyeballs are real bad. So I'm going to get off of here because I'm going to get real close and see that I can come around this curve here, and I'll be right back. Bad. Obviously, you want it to be smooth. So that's why I'm trying to just glide. Don't like, you know, it's not going to look very good. Okay, so that's that. Let's put this back. Actually, under this whole thing, I have a really old Wear Memory Keepers magnetic mat. I think I got it from HSN many, many years ago. The tea packet is really cute. Again, you can cut out, it has a stamp and a die for it. I think that's adorable, but I do not want to spend any more time on this card. So there it is. But again, you can pop one in there. Maybe I'll do it later. I'm just not going to do it right now. And I think I wanted this down here just to be kind of big, so when it pops up, you know, the person gets it, it'll just be there. So that's what we're going to do. That's all I'm going to do. So did you guys get yours? What do you think? It's kind of interesting, right? And let me know what you think of that other piece just doing its own thing. It doesn't really make much sense. I don't think, should everything be dimensional? Like the cup can be kind of flat back here just to, I'll do the cup flat, why not? That way the cup is just kind of back there, laying back in the cut, as they call it. Let me move this here. Super cute. I love my tea sets. I am just not that happy with the way they designed all this. And I kind of want this puffy too, but maybe not as puffy as the teapot. And there's plenty of room for you guys to put a little something more down here at the bottom area. You know, just lots of... And I'm putting it crooked on purpose. I hope you noticed that. I like my things... Like, if it was just set up, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be a little bit fun. But you can just put them, you know, like if they were on a table or something. Of course. You know, it'd be really cute, and I didn't want to bust it out because it's sold out. But I know, well, that's kind of a silly thing to do because whenever I have something and it's not available, I hate to use it. But at the same time, that means somebody bought it, right? You guys bought them, so you have it. But the doily dies from Diamond Press behind this, just cut out, even if it sticks out on the sides or whatever, I think would be really adorable. It's just the stamping was gonna like stamp up here, and it would look silly because it's gonna be out in this area with the mats, you know. So obviously, there's lots of different things you can do with this. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that helped out a little bit. This video went way longer than I thought it was going to. And I'll have some pictures for you guys. And then keep an eye out for the next few sub-box things. But basically, this is going to be flat like this. All right. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.